Okay, one thing that I love almost as much as Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, or even World of Warcraft is Godzilla movie, since I was a kid. So I'm going to give you my little impression here of the Godzilla Resurgence trailer. So let's get started, and right off the bat, plus 10 points to Gryffindor for the vintage Toho Scope logo. That is definitely awesome. Okay, this is a very surprising decision to show the new Godzilla design front and center. It's prominently displayed throughout the entire trailer. From the very first shot, you get to see him. In most Godzilla trailers, when there's a new design to the character, they do everything they can to hide Godzilla. You only see like a shadow or a foot or the tail swiping something. You'll see maybe a reflection in a window. And if you do see him at all, it's at a distance, covered up in smoke. Or you might see this as the very last shot of the trailer. But it's pretty interesting that they would go so forward in showing you the design. They must feel very confident in the design, which is surprising because it's a very radical design. As you'll see here, pretty soon. Well, this part, let's just play this through. I think it's funny that the tail. Let's watch this part again. The tail. It almost seems like Godzilla is taking a lot of effort to not damage anything, even these like high tension wires here. It's kind of like out of Godzilla's kind of method of operating here to be so dainty and stuff and not try to smash everything. You can see a little bit at the end of the tail. There's some significant damage. It'll come up again later in the trailer. So I wonder if that's a plot point. Okay, so here again, we get to see the design from various angles. We already saw a very extreme close-up. Now you get to see him at a distance. You get a full body shot. Everything except for the feet is in frame, and you get to see, the profile and whatnot. I think it's interesting. You can see here in this shot how he doesn't have a lot of mobility, seemingly. I've heard rumors that this is a fully CGI character. If not, then he's a guy in a suit with a definitely a CGI tail, because the tail does more than a tail that's on wires could do. If it is, in fact, an all CGI version, I find it surprising that they would make him so immobile. Okay, and again, broad daylight, harsh sunlight, nothing to hide him, no clouds to obscure him. Here is the face of the new Godzilla without anything to cover it up. A lot of people are very upset with this design. I've heard many rumors that this is one of several phases that Godzilla goes through. This is like a battle-damaged or radiation-damaged version of him. So maybe it's... And also, you'll see here as we play through this shot, this tail... This is a pretty gnarly, gruesome-looking tail. This does not look like just... He's either had it bitten up in a fight with something, or he's got some sort of illness or injury or mutation or something growing on it, because that is not a standard tip of a Godzilla tail there. So something's up with that. Some pretty good destruction scenes. Looks pretty epic. Okay, now we finally get to the people here. And this trailer, there's not a single line of spoken dialogue, and from the trailer itself, you don't get any idea of what the plot is going to be like, except for the fact that it has the same plot of every Godzilla movie, which is he attacks and then the humans try to stop him. But I wish more American trailers would go for this kind of idea of just giving you a sense of what the movie's going to be like, instead of showing you the entire thing. In many American trailers recently, especially romantic comedies, they give you a step-by-step, scene-by-scene breakdown of the entire movie, even to the point where they show you sometimes the end of the movie, where they'll show the two people together hugging on the beach or something like that. This one is a totally different way of doing things. Okay, and this lovely lady here is Satomi Ishihara, Attack on Titan alumni from the live-action version, and she looks like she probably is a model, I'm sure. But I'm going to get to that in a second here, why she stands out as looking so good. Her, and then I guess this guy here has the androgynous Japanese thing going on here, where a lot of Japanese ladies like this kind of androgynous kind of look. I think he needs to get a cheeseburger and eat or something like that. He's way too skinny. But these two people are the only ones that look like models. And then as you see as we go through this, now that actor before was, let's go back here. This actor here, that's not very flattering. Okay. That's Jun Kunimura, I believe. And he's actually a Godzilla Final Wars alum. So I like, he's got that grizzled, kind of haggard veteran kind of feel to him. So this guy here, and then this lady here, this is in stark contrast to Satomi, because what I like about the casting here is that these look like regular people that would work in a bureaucracy somewhere in government or something. These are like normal looking people. And I wish that they would do this more often in movies. Cast actual normal looking people to have normal looking roles. Like if you are like a middle manager at the Tokyo subway or something like that, chances are you're not going to look like a fashion model, all right? So I think it's very disingenuous when movies have every single person, no matter how menial their task, look like someone who would be walking down the runway. That guy too looks normal looking person. So now we've got the UN type scenes going on. I like that they've got the little detail of the sign language interpreter here. A lot of the prior Godzilla movies haven't done that great a job with the human characterizations. I'm hoping that from this it looks like they're trying to take it in a very serious tone and they're trying to make it feel like it's something that's really going on. Yeah, obligatory people running from Godzilla scenes. Have to have those. Okay, now this shot, I'm surprised by that it's in here. It just seems to be a standard overview of a city shot. Some people have been saying that this here is dead Godzilla. I find that hard to believe because I don't see any sign of destruction anywhere in this city. There's no smoke, there's no fire, there's no destroyed buildings. So it seems pretty peaceful to put this in the middle of all this strife in the rest of the trailer. This I like. This reminds me of the shot from Dark Knight Returns, where The Dark Knight, where Batman's standing over the rubble of the destroyed City Hall. Okay. Shots of Japanese art. This shot here, I think when the helicopter comes in, it seems to come in at kind of like an unnatural angle. But I do like the CGI here. Is actually quite nice for most of this. I think it looks really, the compositing's really well done. It looks like something. Now this is probably actually stock footage from the Jieitai, the Japanese Defense Force. And since Japan's recently been trying to expand their military role in the world a little bit, I have a feeling they're going to be using this movie as kind of like a chance to show off, Michael Bay style, the powers of their military. I love this shot here. Let's watch it again. Actually, these two shots here, let's just watch them once and go through these. We'll just do all these. What I love about these, I love the dynamism of this shot. This is like how it's attached here with the wide angle lens. The reason why I say this, most Godzilla movies, let's be honest, they're shot in a very flat way. There's not a lot of style to the direction of the Godzilla movies. They just basically document the action. They don't do anything tricky with the camera angles. They never try to disorient the viewer or do things with the camera angles that makes you seem like you're there. What I like about this is this seems like you're almost like a news reporter hanging out on the side of this tank. Also, the compositing is just perfect on both these shots. Everything here, I think, all these shots here, they look just pretty good. Again, the tail is freakishly long. I mean, the tail is about 3 times the length of his body almost. And then this is pretty cool, the shots crawling up. Now you can definitely see in very great detail this molten, kind of scarred up design to him. And I have a feeling it's obvious that Attack on Titan has had a great deal of influence on Japanese movies. And it looks like it's had a heavy influence in the design of the new Godzilla. So that looks very much like he could definitely just step right out of the pages of Attack on Titan. Now there is some city destruction. You see, you know exactly where Godzilla's been. Again, you get to see this. It looks like he's on fire from the inside, and his whole design just looks like painful. He looks like a creature who's in definite need of some repairs. Now here again, this is this part here with the arms, I think this is another striking thing about the design. The rest of the design is Godzilla's always, the classic Godzilla had very, very fat legs. I'm sure most of that had to do with having to accommodate the actor into the suit and stuff. So it's strange that he has these kind of like T-Rex arms, but they look desiccated. Like most of the arm musculature has been torn away, and there's only just this threadbare, just barely enough muscle and sinew to keep the arm functioning left on intact. So he's definitely been through some sort of consequences of some sort of frightening encounter here. We'll just have to wait till the movie comes to see. I like the little shift in the spines at the end there. And then I like that the spines are kind of halfway between a classic kind of rounded design and more of the spiky design that's been in the last several iterations ever since the Millennium series. So, and then we've got Shin Godzilla, which surprisingly, you're going for this very minimalist kind of look to the titles. It's not 3D or on fire or anything like that. And then there's just this random shot of this guy just looking very perplexed, and of course we see the date, which apparently it's not going to be released in the States at all whatsoever. So that looks like this guy is getting ready to do some overacting there. So anyway, I think, let's see, overall, let's kind of go through it kind of bit by bit. We've got our great Telescope logo. We've got our new design. You get to see him in a lot of different... You get a little bit of everything in this one. So you get to see just people hanging out and stuff. And then I like that they show you just a little bit of the conflict with... The one thing you don't get to see is... You don't really see Godzilla react to anything. He's kind of plodding ahead through the entire trailer. Just that one shot at the beginning when he roars. Up until then, he's just pretty much just stalking down the street. There's not a lot of interaction with anything. You don't actually see him destroying anything except that one bridge or dam or whatever at the beginning. So overall, I'm very impressed. I'm impressed with the direction it's taking more than the design is still like... Let's face it, this is a really strange design here. This is gonna take a little getting used to here, folks. So let's be honest. This is kind of a very freaky looking Godzilla, but I'm very intrigued, and I think that's the best thing about it, is that it doesn't give away a lot. It gives you just enough. A trailer should make you intrigued. That's the one word you should say. It should either make you say, "Holy crap, I have to see this now," or make you say, "What the hell's going on? I gotta look more into this movie." So I hope that this is going to be a great movie. I think the American Godzilla movie was good. Had some stumbling blocks, but had some excellent points to it. But I really want to see the Japanese cinema, take this on in a meaningful way and really try to step up their game. So we'll see how it goes. Shin Godzilla coming out end of July or something like that. Or yeah. So hope we get to see it soon. Hope we get to see it here in the States.